What is up, guys? It's Fisher Return Studios, boy Infinite Tommy, whatever you want to call me. Today, 4 years ago, a movie was released. The movie was, of course, the American adaptation of Godzilla. This movie has been getting a lot of hate as of the past few years. A lot of it, I feel as though, is a bit unfair. A lot of it's from critics who aren't really even Godzilla fans themselves or aren't that aware of the Godzilla series. So why not make a few rebuttals while giving off my own little retrospective thing about the movie? The movie, in my opinion, is fairly well made. Gareth Edwards knew what he was doing with all the camera angles and all the behind-the-scenes work. He even purchased the original Godzilla roars from Toho and was able to use them and modify them, so that they would be new, but yet still having that bit of originality in them. I think it was executed quite well. The score. A lot of people criticize the score, but I think it works well. It gives off a real 50-ish movies vibe while still having a bit of originality. And if you listen closely, you can hear a little resemblance to the original Godzilla theme here and there, but it's new. Still original. For those who say that Godzilla doesn't get enough screen time, though I do think a few more minutes would have been good, I think it works really well. Because there's a bit of rising action throughout the film, where it's hinted here and there that Godzilla is going to be showing up. We finally have the climax where Godzilla does appear for those brief few seconds or minutes, then it's the falling action, but then goes up. I think this formula works quite well because it keeps you engaged. To me, I think Ford's character was a really great character in my opinion. I think he was well written, and I do think a lot of the arguments gone against the character are mainly going against the actor. Though I do think the actor wasn't exactly the best, his character was still a decent one. Though I do prefer Serizawa and Bryan Cranston's character. I think those two characters should have been the protagonist. But I don't mind Ford. I don't mind him at all. I do think that the film tells a great story about a soldier who wants to just be with his family, but has to face Godzilla and these other monsters constantly fighting each other. And since he's in the military, it's his duty to protect the country, so there's so many instances in the movie where he just could have ended up with his family, but because he's in the military, he had to serve his duty, so he had to go off. And he just wanted to be reunited with his family, but couldn't. And I think it's really great, because in a way, you want Ford to make it. And I think that the development they did on Bryan Cranston's character was pretty good, because you want him to find out why. You want him to find out why his wife died. And his death, you cared for the character and it made you feel sad when he died. But then it carried you on to the rest, knowing what Ford was going to be doing, and that there was going to be a glimmer of hope, knowing that Cranston's character would be avenged. And I think that the movie leaves off on a pretty satisfying feel. You get to see Godzilla finally rise from the ocean after all these years and face these two monsters. You feel the impact of Godzilla each time he falls on the ground, or he stomps, or he slams and mutos into a building. And I was at an IMAX theater at the time, and you could just, it felt like each roar he gave off shook the theater. It was just breathtaking in my opinion. The fights were just well made. And though in the Blu-ray edition they were a bit dark, I didn't mind. I think they still looked as good as they did in the theaters. And the music was pretty suspenseful during this, especially when Godzilla charged up the atomic breath. You could just tell that there was going to be something going down. And for Godzilla fans, this was a glimmer of hope, knowing, oh my goodness, they are actually going to do this, they're going to do this. For Godzilla fans, this was the beginning of a renaissance of new Godzilla movies. And at the time, Godzilla was just kind of nothing. Like, mention him at a school, I mean, there might be the one kid who knows about it, but a lot of kids don't. And they'd make fun of you for it because it's different. And Godzilla is not going to be a generic blockbuster film. Godzilla 2014 just wanted to be more. It wanted to tell a story about a soldier who wanted to be united with his family, but had to face these monsters. And for what it is, It did a really good job. I think it's probably some of the most. It has some of the better characters in the film I've seen, and probably one of my favorite Godzillas. He he acts like an actual creature you'd see on this planet. You can tell his emotions, and I think they did a good job on it. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.